Now.
Now? Okay, thank you. So we get to this position. Now, we should mention that angled inside knee cuts are very detrimental if you're tall. So if you allow yourself to go up, you're going to get swept and inverted up, right? That's why the invention of this type of position, hold me up like you would, this type of position is really good, which is why we talk all the time about controlling this bottom leg. Because angled to the outside opens up the space for the foot to come through onto the hip. As soon as it connects, he squares up to me. And if I was to say, for example, leave my hand on the inside, you can see how that's in danger. Or even leaving it here, he can just connect to my wrist and then kick the leg out the bottom, and then go over the top for attacks and so on and so forth. Even so far as to like jam this other hand in and then try. So this is why I say that the bottom leg is the priority knee. Because firstly, you don't want him to re-guard. Secondly, you don't want to be immediately in danger. Does this make sense? So the angled out is a safer place to be because when he's trying to reach with that outside leg, it's harder to invert. But it's in general harder to control this bottom leg. See how I've extended the space that his leg has to travel to get to my hip? My hip was back here. My hip's is half a foot further forward. So now, even if he pulls that leg out, out the front, do you see how much harder that is? Versus, you feel it. You just have to be aware of him grabbing this leg. However, lesson number 2 shuts down pretty well every inversion. Invert me. Go on. Yeah, don't invert. Catching his head. Oh, don't invert. Oh. Just gotta anticipate. Catching his head with a crossface will shut all of it down really, really well. Especially if you're now confident in your ability to drive into his frames. Because you gotta remember, driving into the frames is not just for the sake of driving into them, it's to open up an opportunity for this to happen. That's what you're trying to do. And you should always be gunning to put your knee to the floor and pivot. So driving into him, if he's not careful, will just let me do this. And you shouldn't just sit in the guard for the sake of sitting in a guard. You should be trying to pass the guard, if that makes sense. So when we're here like so, he needs to be framing on me. Yeah, and then this is where he ends up getting cooked because it's fucking heavy to hold me up. So what happens sometimes when we get to this position is they will grab that outside knee and they'll pull it in. You just want to put it on his chest. Can you see? You want to drop the knee in and rotate it to his chest. Now from this position, it's fucking hard. Hold me and like push me away, whatever. Yeah. It's a difficult position because I'm so heavy into my face. If you just look at where my hips are versus where he is. Trying to lift me from there is really heavy. I'm trying to lift 100 kilos with arms outstretched. Very, very heavy. So when I drop now, what we get to do is dictate what's killing me. The things that are killing me is this knee, the knee shield, and this leg, because it's hooking, as you can see. Like you suggested, Matt, watch. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the half guard now, because I got chest to chest, and I get an underhook, and now smash straight through him out, like we see Gordon Ryan doing all the time. So you just push the foot out the way. You think, well, what's killing me? Get rid of it. Sometimes jiu-jitsu really is that simple. You don't need finesse, you need intelligence. This thing's stopping me. It's not stopping me anymore. If this makes sense. This thing's stopping me. There you go, it's not stopping me anymore. So we smash in. Or, if you did want to finesse it, hug me in. I grab, I pull him up. You feel this Brendan's heavy. Hold on to the pant legs. Now watch. We turn to face his hips, and I'm just going to pull my leg out the back. Now from this position, I can settle directly into my side control, or I pull his leg towards me and step over the top to mount. over the top to mount straight away. So we're here, we've angled in, I'm hunting for that crossface to shut the inversions down. I hold onto his hips, lat pull myself in as I drive forwards. So now he has to push me away. Sometimes they pull the leg in. So I drop onto his chest. It's now like a knee rug. Pull him up, drop down, grab, turn, pull the foot out. Now I've passed. Or, get out the way. And now I'm winning. Winning very comfortably. Even with a hand under my leg. You just plow straight through. You just plow straight through with double uppers or an underhook and a crossface. Cool? Everyone happy? All right, 1, 2, 3.